She survived totalitarianism, fled from tyranny, and spent her life asking one question: how does evil become ordinary? Hannah Arendt wasn't interested in monsters. She studied the people who stopped thinking. In these 5 moments, she explains how extremism takes hold and what it means to resist, not with violence, but with thought.
My name is Hannah Arendt. Let us learn from history.
You know, when I attended the Eichmann trial, people expected to see a monster, but what I saw was a man who followed orders, who never thought. That's when I realized evil doesn't always scream. Sometimes it's banal. It's born not from hatred, but from the absence of thought. When people stop questioning what they do, they become instruments of horror. And that, to me, is the true danger. The ordinary person who refuses to think. Every ideology claims to explain everything, but when you already know the answer, you stop seeing what's real. Ideology replaces facts with logic that bends to itself. In totalitarian regimes, lies become truth, not because they're believed, but because reality itself becomes irrelevant. When facts no longer matter, freedom disappears soon after. The first act of resistance is to see the world as it is. Totalitarian movements don't begin with power, they begin with loneliness. When people feel isolated, disconnected from others, they seek belonging in ideology. They find comfort in movements that promise meaning, identity, and certainty. That's why totalitarianism thrives in the cracks of a broken society. It gives the lonely a sense of purpose, even if that purpose destroys their freedom. The antidote isn't ideology, it's human connection. Thinking is not the same as knowing. It's the habit of questioning, of judging for yourself what is right or wrong. When people surrender that capacity, when they say, "I just follow the rules," evil becomes ordinary again. Judgment is our inner conversation with ourselves. It's what keeps us human, even when the world demands obedience. Without judgment, morality collapses. The world can become dark, it has before, but resistance doesn't always begin with action. It begins with thought. Thinking for yourself is not a luxury, it's a moral responsibility. To think is to say no to what everyone else accepts. Every act of tyranny begins with someone refusing to think, and every act of freedom begins when someone does. Thinking is our quiet revolution,